Infinite feeders, please! Hello Frontier and thank you for... Hello everyone and thank you for clicking on this video. The Jurassic World Evolution 2 updates are known for introducing fantastic new features to the game. Even something as crucial as the individually placeable trees weren't part of the game until they came in an update. Last month we had one of those great updates, and according to Frontier's regular pattern, we should get another free update at the end of this year. So what should that update include? These are the top 10 things I think Jurassic World Evolution 2 needs before we go into 2023. As said, infinite feeders needs to be an option in Sandbox. It was in the first game, so no excuses Frontier. Come on, hop to it. Another Sandbox setting that we need, panicking. On or off. If my therapist could figure this out for me, that would certainly improve the quality of life for me overall, but I'll take it for my herbivores and small carnivores in Jurassic World Evolution 2 instead, so they can bunk with other carnivores without freaking the f out. Give us even more decorations, please. Frontier, I know that you probably thought you were doing us a solid with those tables and parasols, but really, we're simple folks. We just want stuff like benches and, you know, some trash bins, maybe some extra planters, some bigger fountains maybe, some extra tall decorations. I could go on. I won't, but I could. Aside from wanting more decorations in general, I also have some specific additions to the game on this list of 10 things that would fall under the decorations tab, but they are their own points later on in this video, saving the best for last. Number 4 is one of my biggest wants. Comment down below what kind of update you think the game needs most. For me, I would make 2 key changes to the current capture mode. For starters, we need the slow motion feature. Again, we had it in the first game, we need it back. This game has so many awesome animations, which I've shown in a previous video, but they are quick. We need to be able to savor the violence. Honestly, slow motion mode will save lives. It will save so many homalocephaly lives. Because instead of letting new carnivores kill a whole clutch of homalocephaly so you can get your fill of the new animation, we only need to sacrifice 1. Okay, maybe 2. The other thing for capture mode, which is very important to me as a content creator, is to remove the sound that happens when you go from paused to play. This sound taints recordings. I have to either edit out the first second of the animation that I caught just in time and was able to pause the game and get into position for, or we all have to suffer the sound. Now, as we go through this list, you might be thinking, Evo, dream bigger! We want new attractions, we want the missing Dominion dinosaurs, we want bigger maps. There are so many more important things that we want than Sandbox settings and the sound that capture mode makes. And sure, I want that too, but Frontier has never added that stuff for free before. As much as I want new attractions, like for example that zipline attraction that hints have been found for, I don't see them adding that for free, unfortunately. My list is limited to things that I think are realistic to expect from a free update. Look what happens as I place planters. The side chick that I cheat on path with. I place 1 and the next magically appears on my cursor so I can place more and more and more and more and more and more and even more. Now look at what happens when I place a building. It's 1 and done. But more often than not, I'm placing multiple buildings one after another, like attaching a couple of viewing galleries to an exhibit, or adding amenities to a plaza, a restaurant, a drink shop, and a store. It would be so much better if placing buildings worked the same way as placing decorations, where once you place it, the next one appears on your cursor, ready for you to place. When you're done, just right-click to get rid of it. Still on the topic of buildings, we currently have the option to save custom color schemes as the default, so the next building we place has the same colors as the one before. Great! Take it one step further though. Let us save the style and decorations we have chosen as a default as well, because you are probably keeping those fairly similar as well for a unified style in your park, or at least the area you are currently working on. Number 8 is something that I think many people would really like. Speaking of liking, give the video a thumbs up so maybe Frontier will see it. What we would really like, myself included, is for all individually placeable foliage types to be available on all maps. I'm not even asking for all terrain types. I'm not even asking for snow in San Diego. I've let it go. Let it go. I don't think asking for all individually placeable trees on all maps is too much to ask for. If need be, make it a PC and current console only kind of thing. It sucks that not everything is possible on old consoles, because I know a lot of people still play this game on past gen consoles like the PS4 and the Xbox One. But it also sucks for PC players and current gen console players that a lot of compromises seem to have been made in part to specifically make the game work on past generation consoles. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is full of wasted potential, and I'd hate to see the all foliage option become another example of that. In a perfect world, all options would be available on all versions of the game. Unfortunately, we live in a flawed world, and in that flawed world, there are already some changes, some differences between the versions of the game that are available on old consoles versus PC and new consoles, and I think the all foliage option is something that they should add to that, to give the PC players and the current gen console players that little bit of extra creative freedom that their system that they run the game on does allow for. Before we dive into the Lagoon for an important update we need below the surface, I have one more thing for dry land, but it's coming from the ocean. And no, it's not this fish that ruined it for everyone. It's these Lagoon lights. We need something comparable for above water to use throughout our parks. What makes these lights so great is that they have a stronger beam pointing sideways, meaning we can aim it at stuff to illuminate the stuff. That is so crucial for atmosphere, because that is the key thing about recolorable lights, being able to use those colors to illuminate other stuff. Recolorable lights on something that barely has any glow is nice, I do love it, but it's no different from, let's say, just changing the color of the concrete base. It only affects the item itself, not the surroundings. And the lights we have currently don't illuminate that much. Some do okay, but they're still not great. So please, one of these good people at Frontier, give us one of these to use in our parks. And bonus points if you make the light rotatable on all axes, like the rocks, so we can aim the light beam at any angle, letting it aim low at the Spinosaurus skull, for example, or high all the way up into the trees. The final thing that we don't just need but deserve is something that should have been included in the previous update when they spruced up the lagoons. Actually, let's make it two things. Two things in one. First, let us raise and lower the terrain inside the lagoons so we can vary the depth of the water. And second, give us an underwater kelp foliage brush with proper tall kelp. If dinosaurs can clip through redwood trees, the mosasaurus can clip through some kelp. We'll take it. If you agree with these points, give the video a like and don't forget to comment down below what you think the game really needs. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.